Armored Core has no shortage of rogue AIs that try to control, guide humanity. From Nineball to Allmind, none of them can compare to the Pulverizers from Armored Core Last Raven, whose sole purpose is to destroy anything and everything that gets in their way. They evolve to become the perfect weapon, maintaining their AC appearance until completing their transformation into something unrecognizable. Gotta start things off with not Nineball from Armored Core Nexus, or as the AC community has dubbed it, the Proto Pulverizer. I do wonder if it was intended to be Nineball, or if it was just a mistranslation. There's just a lot of similarities from the paint scheme to the weapons. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is my opponent AFK right now? I'm going to give a couple of warning shots just to let them know I'm quickly approaching their location. This might just be a more destructive version of a kite. I think I created a monster. I was not expecting to deliver so much damage in a short amount of time, especially with the Songbird. We all know it fell from grace after the nerf, but when you land those shots on top of the plasma explosions, you deal ridiculous damage. Well, if the Proto Pulverizer was this good in the original game, it would not need to evolve, nor would there be a sequel. All the same, time to move on to the next stage. This recent wheelchair buff is just in time for my debut of these Pulverizer recreations. I'm curious if I'll notice the difference or not. There's no way that my opponent is a missile rat, of all things. Which, mind you, hard counters this big time. I could actually keep up with a missile rat using this build. That's a win in my book. And if I'm being honest, I thought I lost when they busted out the hammer. I didn't realize I had just enough health left to win the round. Let's see how it goes this time. To say that I pulverized this missile rat would be an understatement. Not sure why they didn't pop the pulse shield or anything, but on to the next upgrade. This right here is probably the version of the Pulverizers that I'm most excited to try out, because the quad variant was one of the most difficult encounters to face in Last Raven, and going up against a Kurosawa laser slicer combo, I am glad I have some aerial maneuverability this time. Granted, the tank variant was able to keep up with a missile rat, so I should be in even better shape this time. Oh, I do not survive this. No, I do not. Then again, it wouldn't be a proper Pulverizer video without a few of them being defeated here and there. It is, after all, in their nature to improve and be upgraded after each defeat. No, I am not trying to justify that last round. I am just saying it's a part of the grand scheme of things. This is definitely my favorite iteration thus far. I did lose the first round, so I actually have a reason to upgrade. With that said, on to the next one. I could already tell this is going to be annoying to face. Why couldn't I have gone up against this while I was still using my Tetrapod? So far, every matchup has gone well. At least now I get the Evangel experience of when he piloted one of these things. Laser orbits are so fun, especially in a pair like this. It really depends on your loadout, and I know most people still prefer Huxley, but it is so good. Do not sleep on it. That was a good match. Now, there's only one thing left to do, and that is unleash the ultimate Pulverizer. I definitely saved the best for last. My opponent is Shinji in Ava Unit 1. I can't think of a better opponent for this build. Unironically, this is the last win I need to get promoted to A rank this season. I'm gonna laugh if I end up winning all my promotion matches using the Pulverizer lineup. Just goes to show how powerful these things are. I have to say, each matchup has felt appropriate to the build that I'm using at the time. Up till now, it felt like I was at some sort of a disadvantage, while here I could easily zip around and avoid their Etsujin Ducket combo. And it makes sense given that this is supposed to be the ultimate iteration of all the Pulverizers, thus completing the chain of evolution. Feels poetic. I could safely say that I hit A rank using cosplay builds, of all things. These Pulverizers truly live up to their name. Which Pulverizer did you enjoy seeing in action? Personally, I was impressed with all of them. I made sure they each had something unique to offer while retaining similarities from one another. This was their defining trait in Last Raven, so I made sure not to lose sight of that. The most difficult feature to recreate had to be the weapon arms. We don't have any in AC6, unfortunately. So I had to really narrow it down to what looked as close as possible while functioning the same way. I think I knocked it out of the park. You let me know in the comments. I was also debating with myself whether I wanted to make separate videos on each individual build or showcase them back to back. I went with the latter. It felt more thematic this way as each Pulverizer only had at most 1 to 2 appearances in the game, and I think it really set the point home each one makes up for what the other lacks. Now, if you played Last Raven and you paid attention, you might be asking yourself, where's the hover variant at? Well, we don't have hover legs either, but I did try to make the hover tank work, and well, it's better if you see for yourself. I am pretty sure I would be going faster with this thing if I was staying still. I give up. I cannot make this thing work. It is nowhere close to original hover legs. Yeah. If you enjoyed this, please be sure to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Until next time, take care.